hey guys. So, weird ass camera angle. Because the woman is a truck and you weirdos ain't gonna see her. But I am also like a couple weeks behind on videos. I ain't gonna get caught up. Probably not. And it is trucks running because it's technically like 20 degrees outside, but I'm sitting in the sun and it is hot as fuck in the sun. Also while the window's down. Yeah, but this way, it is so toasty right now. Heaters off, windows down, and trucks bumped up on idle or RPM to keep it up to temp as best we can. So went to the house, right? Stayed there for what, 4 days? Between Texas and I went to NorCal, but between Texas and NorCal, I only spent $1,200 in fuel, which is overspent by a lot, but that also got me into California and all the way out, so it worked out. So NorCal though, did some pickups out there, brought it out to SoCal on my way to grab this load, and that paid $1,400. Now I'm getting loaded, of course, as soon as I bring out the camera. But SoCal sent me back up, they hooked me up. I knew I was guaranteed to get a load this way, right? Doing what I did, NorCal Picks guaranteed me a load. But this one had, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 stops, 29 pallets, and only 30,000 pounds. And honestly, this shit was easy. First delivery in 1935 at Walmart in Johnstown, New York, which just west of Albany. And if you guys know where that TA is, and what is it, Flying J and like an Ombo or some shit, it's that exit, and then you got to go through the town. That Walmart's like you're climbing up to it. And they do have parking out on the street on the shoulder as you leave, but it's pretty rough. It was covered in snow, so I wasn't gonna risk anything. But they got me in and out very, very fast. I mean, it was one pallet. I think I was not even there for like 30 minutes. And they're going full speed into me. Second delivery is where I've been to plenty of times. And that's up there in Vermont at the Schlotterbeck. Which when I got there was already 4 trucks in line waiting there. And I pulled up for a 7 a.m. appointment at like, what was it, like 6:30, something like that. 4 trucks there. Some of those guys you could tell had been sleeping. And I got to skip all the way to the front because 3 guys tried checking in with me and they didn't have their appointments. Like one's 11 a.m., one was at 10. And I only brought in 1 pallet anyway, so I knew I was going to be in and out. But that place is a circus when trucks don't know what to do. Excuse, you cannot go all the way up to the dock. There is no room. The trucks that are coming in need the full room to turn around and just set up. So, and then I had Target over there in Windsor again, and that went till 15:30. So that one kind of sucked. And there is a tiny ass truck stop right outside that place. It's paid parking, but it was full. It definitely was full. I'm trying to remember what Target did, because like I said, this was like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And actually this is about a month ago technically I did this load, so 11:08. That Target, I never really remember it, so it's always a good sign when I don't remember something. But all these customers I've really been to, like now we're Whole Foods in Cheshire, Connecticut, and then now it's Thursday, right? Easy peasy, very easy peasy. Another 5 pallets. The check-in process is a bit of a circus. They have a staging lot, and it was 3 deep when I got there. I had to back out, and it is kind of tight, especially when trucks park up like tight across the docks. When trucks don't hug the curb to close the doors or whatever, they just don't care. I was out of there in 30 minutes also. Then, so Quality Custom, for those who don't know, or it's pretty much Starbucks. I had one in New Bedford, Mass. They took me as soon as I got there. And it was 9 pallets. As soon as I got there, they took it. No issues. In and out. And then I started going to places that I'm really familiar with, like Ice Cube. And those who've been there on the one off Innovation Way, they had the brand new building up and open now. So if you're a freezer, you go there. This is the second building, the building behind the first building. Also, stop parking in the goddamn entrance, check in. There's fucking parking spots and overnight spots. Fucking back in. Just so what, they're blind set offsets. I mean, well, they're not really blind. They're offsets, right? If you back into them at TAs, you can back under there. Just get out of the goddamn entrance. That place, in and out, 4 pallets an hour. I always like that place. Another small Starbucks place down there in Taunton. These are all on Thursdays, right? Like, this is gonna be the last Thursday one. Easy peasy, in and out. In and out. So, I had 2 in New Bedford, okay? I get the Starbucks, and that's down there, like, straight south of Boston, down there near the coast. And, there's another one I had that wasn't finished. And if I had a pallet jack, I could have got them both off, because it was literally right next door to each other. But I didn't. However, though, I was able to get a Friday off that was up in Gloucester. And that was 1 pallet. However, though, so I got like 3 pallets left in the trailer at this point. This pallet, when I left the previous delivery, the pallet was leaning against the wall, and unbeknownst to me, the pallet itself underneath, the middle part, had collapsed on itself, so it was all like this. And it was leaning against the wall, which I thought it would hold. I could not get a pallet or a load lock to it though, because there was, like I said, 3 pallets, and 2 pallets touched each other, so I couldn't get a load lock to it. And I am literally 2 turns away from pulling into that warehouse. I gotta leave the stop sign, and it's like a little T, right? Just leave the stop sign. Oh, I guess it's a Y, right? If you want to call that left, fine. Left, no left, meant the warehouse. I was starting to leave the stop sign. As the truck goes forward, I hear the crash in the back of my trailer. Yeah, so that was fun. And they didn't want to clean it up, so I restacked it. Took an hour, -10 trailer. And how many boxes was it? It was a lot of boxes. Let's see. 144. And it was some frozen dough things, but they weren't very heavy. They were like long and like this tall. But the guys helped me out. I wasn't allowed to use the forklift fine, so they pulled out the forklift. They helped me shrink wrap it, because at the end I couldn't feel my hands, my fingers, really. But tell you what, though, last couple weeks of November going into December, I spent a lot of money. Truck's got brand new batteries. Been a week to this point. Truck fires up strong. Yeah, I think the batteries, when they got installed in March, whoever installed them fucked them up. I think they broke the studs when they installed them at over tightening. And I think because also just from that and the vibrations off of the road, because I was missing a bolt or nut on one of the support bars, so the batteries were able to do this. Between that and the broken studs, the main battery has the main power, and for the DEF, and well, the main power for everything, the bigger cables are on. That lid was floating, so went to go leave a pickup place. And I turned the truck off to change the water fuel filter, right? Went to fire the truck up, and it didn't want to start again. So I got around it, went straight to the Freightliner, and called for batteries, right? And which ended up being Freightliner, and it was $200 for an AGM battery a pop. That's with court. Well, court charge was $35, but whatever. $200 to put that in perspective. When I asked before I got those batteries up in March, which are just normal flooded interstate batteries, truck stops wanted like $360 per battery for AGMs, and these are $925 Alliance AGMs, which Alliance is pretty much Freightliner resilient batteries, so which I've had before. They're not so bad. I mean, an AGM battery. I mean, $200 a pop. So $800 on batteries alone. I had Freightliner squeezed me in before they closed up there in Seattle, which Pacific really is where it was, but they wanted $238 an hour for labor. But out the fucking door, it was like with taxes and $90 for shop fees and fucking some bullshit like that. It was like $1,460 some shit, $1,430, something like that. Stupid. They also charge like a 20% tax rate though. I don't get that. Because I know that's not the sales tax. So whatever the fuck that was. I will say I don't really care at this point. As long as it's fixed, I don't have to worry about it for a couple years. Got this thing down here too. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Bought this too. I'm gonna replace it at some point. Here, I'll give you the part number. See if you can pick it up. Part number for the ignition. And it's $85. Ordered right off Amazon. That cold air filter me anything. What else did I do? Got mirrors coming at the house. Well, will be this weekend. Starlink's at the house. I got the shit in Rome. We're gonna find out how great that is. I don't know. It depends on what Starlink does. If I keep T-Mobile as a backup, because T-Mobile's $50, so whatever at that point. The Starlink $160 a month though kind of sucks, but if it works, great. Because like last night where I was in Westfield, T-Mobile during the rush hour time was awful. So was Verizon. So trying to see what else did I do. Spent a lot of money. Oh, got a quote too from the shop over here in, I forget the area, but just South Bloomington area, I believe. Over there in New Jersey. So get my emission system cleaned out with using Diesel Force, which includes a PM. Diesel Force cleaning by itself is $1,100 for just the equipment cost and the cleaning supplies. The PM's like $800. That includes Shell T6 540 and all the filters. Which okay, $1,900. Let's just say $1,900 between those two. Gotta have the APU done. PM also, which whatever, and have them tighten the belts too on that. Or check the belts. And 2 knock sensors, because about a month and a half ago, one of my knock sensors went out, so I've had to check engine light for it the whole time. But the truck still does regen, so it's fine. Matter of fact, I think it's doing right now. Maybe. Sounds fucking bright. But for all that, it was like $5,200. And that'll be done, but before I leave Christmas. By the time you guys probably see that video, it might be after Christmas at that point. Who knows? Maybe. Either way, I'll let you guys know how that works. Because I tried doing my own research. Not a lot of shit for Diesel Force online. All the videos really of it is showing the process. Which, another good thing about that is, if you have leaks anywhere, you will definitely know about it because it's foam, so it's abrasion cleaning, right? It shoots out. It looks like toothpaste for your system, and it's thicker foam, and it cleans by off operation, but it's got to come out somewhere, right? So if there is leaks or fucking clamps giving out, any hole, anything, it will come out, and I'll know about it, so I can fix it then too. I may or may not get the truck turned up too at the same time. We'll see. Got a couple things I know I want to do next year. Oh, I'm done to do the transmission. I ordered transmission fluid, so I'm finally gonna do that. I've had the filter in the truck for like a year now, so I don't know what the fuck I was doing. But I think part of my issue was I didn't want to spend $600 for 5 gallons of fluid at a fucking dealership. So I ordered that shit on Amazon for $300, same fluid. All that waiting for $300, I don't know. I think it was maybe a gut punch. The fact that it was $600 for fucking 5 gallons, plus the labor rate to just do a drain and change, pretty much. And that should only be an hour labor. So the shop's labor rate's at $163, so it's not too bad. Not too shabby. I do love my new trailer though. Do love it. So quiet in summer, or winter time at least. Quiet. That is when it doesn't. So I noticed this thing has two different high modes, high speed modes. One's much louder than the other one. Though in just normal run, where barely having to work it, it's quiet as hell. Compared to Carrier at least. Carrier normal run was pretty loud. I can hear it. Now let's see how I like this in the summertime. I'll be getting the fuel gauge fixed on it. Probably as I head west. I'm gonna send out an email when I shut down for a day and just see how much it is. I ain't paying for it. I was just told at this point, if it's under $500, just fucking book shit, make an appointment. It's not my money spent, alright? I gotta listen. But if it's over, check. Either way, it's gonna happen. Might have to wait a week, or I might just do it probably when I get the truck done. I do need to replace speed sensors at some point. Now that it's wintertime again, I'm back in Salt. Anytime the fucking truck slips, and when I say slip, I mean grabs an edge of pavement or some shit as I'm starting to leave. It fucking, the whole dash comes up with the Christmas tree. Pretty much what I expect coming out of Christmas time is I should only have 2 lights, and well, 3 sometimes, because this trailer had a lot of ABS work done on it at one point, and I don't think they did a very good job. So that comes on and off every day. But besides that, check a light for the radar. Now that it's back to being stupid again, whatever. And the DRL light tell me my DRL is out, which that's gonna be replaced at some point. I found some headlights that are paying for $800. They're like some Chinese headlights. They have the look of the new Volvo. So if you know the Volvo's like headlights look, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just going over my head, going back and forth. I don't want to spend the money on that, because what's probably gonna happen if I do is I may have to I don't know, also apply some sealant around the edges, just in case of, you know, that's where, in my experience, Chinese lights are known for having weaknesses. It's just the sealing. Mr. Boxer got in his dock. Where am I at? You guys stay safe out there. Next time, bye.